What's up, YouTube? Welcome to episode number 3. Biggest shout out to you who's watching out there, and biggest shout out to the new subscribers. Today on the show, I'm chilling with an awesome creative artist from the vaal. Goes by the name Michael Python. What's up?
What's up, right? I well.
Chill, man. What's up? How you feeling, dog?
Bruh, I'm feeling proper, man. Like, it's a beautiful day. The weather is awesome.
Everything's just nice.
Everything is nice.
Yeah. I would like to start from the beginning, basically. I would like you to tell the viewers where you're from, what are you about, and what do you do?
Okay, that's a tricky question. It's a broad question, but I'll try to cut it short. Cool. My name is Michael Python. I was born and raised in Swaziland. I'm from there, actually.
Sure.
I moved in this side when I was doing like late high school. Yeah, so I've been here. So I don't know how to describe myself. I'm just an artist. I just create art in different disciplines. I don't want to say I'm a creator.
You just do your thing.
I just do my thing. I don't limit myself.
Yeah. So as far back as you can remember, when was the first time you were exposed to art or artistry in general?
From a young age. I've been from a young age. Just that, you know, when you're still young, you can't do some of the things because
no equipment,
tools and everything. So I was actually into music when I was so young, and into visual arts when I was still very young. But then I was just doing it there and there.
Do you actually, was it in your, like, did you actually think that you're gonna become an artist, or did you ever think, this is my thing and I'm just gonna be doing this in the later stage, or it's just a thing that just surprised you, or it just came out of nowhere?
The funny thing is, I never perceived myself as an artist. I just had this open mind whereby I allowed myself to do anything I want to do at an early age. Because when I started to be so much into art when I was so young, they stopped me because they saw that I was focusing more on my art.
On art and not
school. Not like schoolwork and everything. So they actually intervened, and then I had to just decrease everything that I did and focus on schoolwork and all that.
Basically, I see that you're a jack of all trades. Like, do paintings, do magic, do tattoos. Like, dog, how do you balance it with schoolwork? Like, where do you get, like, how do you get, like, you know, the energy to actually do all of these things?
That's okay. Look. I don't really treat them as different disciplines. Like, this is magic, this is visual art, this is tattooing, and this is what. I don't really take it. I just allow myself to, like, it depends on how I feel. And that's how I get the time, and that's how I get the energy. When I'm feeling a bit down, that's when I create visual art. I paint a lot, I draw a lot. It depends on just how I feel, and I just try to squeeze it in. But then when it comes to school, it's so hard. But then I think inside your mind, priorities just interchange
according to what you value the most.
So it just happens. I don't have a system. It just happens, bruh. The energy. I have like work that I started like 2 years back, a year back. I haven't finished. Because I'm not feeling like finishing.
The same energy.
So I have, like, when you come to my place, you will see a lot of paintings which are just not done because I'm not feeling. It's the emotion. Like, when I'm feeling this way, I create this particular way. But then when, like, I'm feeling this other way, I don't feel like it's fine enough to go back there because
you're not feeling the same way.
Feeling the same way.
The way I was started.
The time I started. So it's something like that.
That's pretty dope, dog. I saw. I looked up most of your artwork. And then it was like, shit. What inspires you, dog? Like, what influences your paintings. Like, I was like, yo, dog, this is actually dope, and this is actually creative. It's just out of this world, dog. So I was thinking, like, what inspires you or what influences you to actually do the kind of art you do? You know,
Right.
where do you get inspiration from? Like,
I get inspiration from. Okay, the first is just inside me. I focus inside me on myself, and then I focus, like I look at things which are happening in the world.
in the world.
Yeah, but then most of the time my artwork is not so like simple to understand. Like it's not so like you have to look at it and then you get the different emotion that it portrays. I try to use as minimal tools as possible. Like when I started to do art, I didn't have all this equipment, it's expensive. So I used what I had. So even now, I've chose to just stick on that. Yeah, I choose to use as minimal equipment as possible. Like for my painting, most of the time I use black and white. Paint
only.
Black and white. Most of the time, that's my signature. It's black and white, and then I create. So that's what I did before when I didn't afford these expensive paints, and that's what I do even now. So it just depends on what's happening, how I'm feeling, what's happening in the world. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because between these three things, like magic and paintings and tattoo, which one was your first love, or which one did you start with between the three?
Okay, tattooing is a different thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tattooing, I transited from, it's a transition from visual art and then to the skin, because it's a different environment.
Oh,
yeah, it doesn't mean if you can paint or draw
on
well,
paper,
you can tattoo.
then you can tattoo.
Yeah, it's a different thing. It just will mess
so
you up if you.
Which one did you start with between?
I started with visual art and then magic, but then with magic I didn't have the necessary information and everything.
Yeah.
So when I got this side, then I got exposed to people who do the same thing, because it's a closed up society. So I started then to learn, and yeah, but then magic is the one that I started to do so much. Visual arts, I just did it. Yeah, but now I'm just doing like, yeah, I'm just mixing it up.
Just mixing it up. You're just coming from this one and going to this one. Yeah, that's really cool, though. But then, what can you say are one of your highlights in your career since you started, like since you've been on this journey? Because that's what I actually tell the viewers. I believe everybody has a journey, and I believe like we have to speak about those things, even though your story hasn't ended. But then in the journey, the experiences and things that you go through. So for you, what would you say is one of your highlights since you've started this whole, artistry thing?
Yeah, so I think my highlights are not like as how people may view them. It's just meeting this person, doing what I've met a lot of great people and all of that. But for me, it happened a lot when I see someone relating to what I've created and just getting that message the way it is, and seeing that person smile, or just it's just the joy that I find from people.
Impact. You
the
see
impact.
your work as an impact.
Yeah, the work. Like when it comes to tattoos, that's part of my work. When I see someone, let's say it's the other time I was tattooing this woman, her mom passed on, so she wanted to get something for her, so she decided to get a tattoo. Then we did the tattoo on her skin, and like after that she cried, like she appreciated it more.
The work.
Yeah, the work, and yeah, she saw her mom in her skin the way she was. Yeah, and
she's so beautiful, no?
Yeah, so those are things which keep me moving. I tend to value those particular things compared to being surrounded with these particular people and all that. Yeah, for me it's a matter of the experience and the feeling itself.
Do you remember when was the first time you got your first tattoo?
Yeah, but the first time I got my first tattoo, I was tattooed by a guy called Harry from Joburg. I was in high school, I think grade 10.
Sure.
Yeah, that's when I got the first tattoo. But then I didn't know anything about tattooing, but I wanted to learn so much. Yeah. And then, yeah, after that, I fell in love with it. Like, I started researching a lot. I got my stuff. Then I started tattooing myself. Yeah. So I tattoo myself because I'm right-handed. So most of the work that I can do with my right hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But then other places I'm tattooed by, like I choose to go with my artist who tattoos me. It's a guy named Cobra.
Oh,
yeah, he's one of the best. Like so, I choose to go with him. He's my friend. He's my brother.
Yeah, shout out to Cobra, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, I believe since you're in this business of doing tattoos, it's basically not easy as it seems from like the outside. What would you say are one of the challenges you've faced since you choose tattooing? Because I believe some people might come, want to negotiate a price, say this is expensive, or I don't like this, I want something like this, or you have an idea for them and they have a different idea. What would you say are one of the challenges you faced since you've started?
Okay, the challenges, okay, starting it and understanding it well was the first challenge.
Oh.
And then when it comes to the business
How long
side
did
of
it take? How long did it take to actually understand it?
But okay, now, like even now, I'm not yet.
Still.
I don't feel I'll ever be so comfortable with this because it's evolving. Work is being created. There are no limits. People are just doing things you never thought about. So you have to up your game constantly.
That's what I always say. My last work was my best work, and going forward, that's gonna be my best work.
Yeah. So I can't say okay. Everything now I can apply. Everything is fine. But then, tattooing art, you never reach your peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're constantly learning. You can constantly checking out new work and all that. So doing it took me, I don't know, when I started tattooing when I was doing grade 12.
Grade 12. When was that?
That was 4 years back.
Oh, yeah.
4 years back. Yeah, I had the equipment.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I started practicing tattooing pig skins and synthetic skins. Yeah, that's where it started, and then there's a lot of failures and a lot of negative things which happen with it.
Give me one, dog. Like I feel like I don't even think there are negative challenges or whatnot from me looking from outside. Like, what would you say is just that one challenge you were like, fuck, I think I'm just gonna live this day and carry on with other stuff.
Okay, yeah, okay, now we're still on my personal experiences, not in the business
not
side.
in the business.
Okay, bruh, what happened was, okay, the other one is, when you're starting to tattoo, the trick is understanding the machine, how the machine runs, how the speed, right? Like now I'm experienced, so I can actually hear it. I can, when it buzzes, I can hear
it's changing now.
It's changing now, so I can fix it fast. But before, you don't even know where it has to run. Yeah. So because for myself, everything that I do in art, I was self-taught.
Oh, I wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Do you have a mentor, someone to teach you, or you
No,
just...
not really that I was self-taught. I'm good in acquiring information from different places, different like we have the internet now. We have everything. So I gathered a lot of information before I even started. When I had the things, I actually had knowledge about it. Yeah. So what happened, bro, was I had the knowledge on how to tune the machine, how to do what. But then when you have to do it, and when the person is here,
it's kind of like scary.
It's scary.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't have to mess up.
You don't have to mess up. And brother, thing busy trying. The ink is not going well, and the needle is piercing the person. Blood is coming out. Bruh, like it was a mess, bruh. Like
shit. I feel like this was actually scary. It's actually scary because like seeing a blood coming out from someone is like, yes.
Yeah, and you're responsible. So yeah, these are the things which happen. The other one is I was tattooing my other guy. So I stencil, okay, there's a stencil up, you draw, then you stick it on the person. So I did while he was sitting down.
Sure.
So we tattooed. After tattooing, he stood up. So that thing like Shrek. It's Shrek.
And you didn't think about
I
it?
didn't think about it. So it's something that I
So what
didn't think.
happened? I'm sure he was angry.
Bruh, like, okay, the good thing is that, like, he's my friend, he's my best
Yeah.
friend, so he understood. We laugh about it even now.
We were still learning.
Yeah, so some of the things. And when it comes to the business part of it, it's okay. When it comes to, okay, now I'm currently in Vaal.
Yeah.
It's racism. Yeah, like people, especially white people, like when not all of them, but some of them, when they see that you're so good, and then like most of the time, they consult using the phone. Like they can see the work, but they don't know the person who did the work. So most of the time, when we have to meet now, they're seeing that this guy is black.
Yes.
Yeah, this guy is black, and this guy is young and all that. So they tend to have a lot of questions, skeptical and all that. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I've faced. The business side of it, and then the other one is, okay, there's a lot of challenges, but just these are the major ones. Okay, the other one is, okay, this year we had a break-in in our shop, like in our studio.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, bruh. So they came in, they broke in, and then they took like a lot of stuff. So it happens. It's a learning curve and all that. But then,
you're just trying to make a living, and people are just
bruh. So
it's fucked up.
yeah, but then it doesn't have to stop you from doing what you want to do. Yeah.
That's dope. That's actually dope, man. But then going back to painting, dog, do you actually sell your paintings, or like tell me more about your paintings, dog?
Okay, my paintings, I do sell them. I do have a lot of agents who I sell my work like with, and then I do a lot of private sales.
Oh, private sales.
Yeah, but then before I used to do a lot of like commission where I go by, people will come and be like, okay, can you please do this? Can you please draw this or paint this? Yeah, but now the commission work is, my work now is more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Right? So a lot of people cannot understanding how they have to pay so much money for this particular work. Yeah. When it comes to like commissions. Yeah. So the commission that I do is just business commissions and all that. Like and then when it comes to the other work, it is sold, and then what I'm left with is just prints. I sell prints.
Prints.
Yeah, after the work, and then like I paint, and then after that, if I know that now it's in demand, I sell the original painting, right? And then after that, before I sell it, I print it. Like there's a way of printing whereby it's just the way it is, but then it's printed, and then some other people buy the prints, and then but then I don't duplicate the way. I cannot do the same painting twice. Yeah. Everything that I do is just one.
Which actually goes to my next question, which is, how do you actually put value on a piece?
Yeah.
Like, how do you actually put value on that painting? It's alright, this I'm gonna sell for 400, or this I'm gonna sell for 500. Like, how do you actually price or do your costing basically?
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's when it comes to like paintings, there are different styles of paintings. There's realism, whereby everything is just realistic, like a photo.
Yeah, 3D vibes.
Like everything is just, it's like you captured with the camera. Yeah. And then there are different styles. There's abstract, there's black and gray, there's what. So like for example, a meter by meter drawing, pencil realistic, that will take me a month if I'm like drawing like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day.
Yes.
That's a month.
So like that's like 30 days of work.
30 days of work.
3 hours a day.
A day, yeah. Yes. But then when it comes to a painting that's not realistic, that's not so precise, I can do it in 1 day. So you see now it's a bit tricky.
Oh, it's a bit tricky. So basically, obviously, they're gonna differ in terms of price and
all that. So it depends on the type of work that I'm doing. The type, if it's a painting, which paint did I use? Oils are more expensive. Yeah. So it depends, right? Depends. Yeah.
Sure.
It depends, and I charge per square inch. So if it's like this, it's 1 meter by 1 meter. I divide it into inches, and then I have a base price of this per square inches how much I charge, and then it increases every year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. For a person who's like an inspiring artist or a person who just wants to get in the same business that you're in, what would you like to say to them, or what advice would you give to them according to the experience that you already have?
I feel like just get people who do the thing that you want to do, the same thing that you do.
Basically surround yourself.
Surround yourself with the same people, and try to surround yourself with people that are just more advanced compared to yourself, so that you step up your game.
Because now that you can feed off their energy and their knowledge.
Because now if you always with the same people and you're better than them, then you'll always be like that. So try by all means to be the weakest person in the pack. So if it's a pack and then like you're the weakest, you introduce in that pack, you're the weakest, then you climb the hierarchy, now you're the most dominant one.
Sure.
Then you move, you change to another pack. Then you'll always be
step ahead.
Yeah, step ahead. But then if you associate yourself with the same people every time, then you'll always be at that level, because now your competition is stereotyped. It's these people you've been with. Like this applies in every aspect of life.
Sure.
Yeah. If you with the same type of people and you're seeing that these people, I'm not changing, like I'm
not
still the
getting
same person.
any, you know.
Yeah. So that means that the things that it's possible, like the possibility of you gaining things from these people is now slim, because now you understand everything that they had to offer. It's not them, but then now you have to move. You have to be dynamic. So when it comes to everything that it's music, it's art, it's everything. Like
you gotta
everything.
Stay improving.
Just stay improving. And now the world is more smaller. The social media and all that.
You got internet, you can research, you can do whatever. I mean, like everything is just there. You just have to look for whatever that you want.
You just have to look for whatever that you want. So just contact people, DM. It's a matter of trying. It's a matter of trying.
And just getting yourself out there.
Getting yourself out there. For me, I believe there are no limits. If you want to do something, anything that you want to do, if you have it in your mind, then you're done. Like, just have it in your mind, then you're done. You don't, there's nothing that can stop you. Once you are able to perceive it, like, to have it in your mind and then to see, to visualize it.
Yeah, to visualize it.
Then you cannot give me an excuse that you don't have money.
Do whatever that you can do, whatever that you have.
Whatever that you have, right? Like if you're planning to do something that requires a lot of money, there's something that you can do today that will benefit you when you have that money.
Oh, dog, you're weird, yo, man. That's actually weird, man.
That's how I believe in this. Like I want to be always ready. So when opportunities find me, like, I'm already there.
Yeah.
You see, I'm already equipped. Yeah. So I feel like everything that I wanted to do in life, I've started doing it.
Sure.
Yeah. Everything that I wanted to do, I've started doing it. I've started.
When you fall, you don't feel. You did something.
I did something. I failed a lot, bruh. Like I failed a lot. Like I failed a lot. But then I try to not focus on like, cause if I fail today, like 3 days, 4 days, a year, a month, I'll be smiling at what I did. The silly mistake that I did. So failures are just. It's a step. It's an obstacle. It's a phase. Yeah. So if you fail in this particular thing, you won't fail again. But then once you pass this thing, then if it's a stone and then if it trips you, if you're wise enough, it won't trip you again.
Oh.
Yeah. So you remove it from the way. But then if you're stupid, then you leave it there and it will trip you again. Then people call that a mistake. But then life is like that. You face an obstacle, you learn how to deal with it, and then you pass. Principles that apply in everything, like life and what they can apply
in different
art,
spaces.
different spaces.
Also,
yeah. So life is all the same.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for putting up, dog.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you? Where's your store? Like social medias or social media platforms? Where can people get in touch with you, basically?
Okay, so I'm on. Okay, the way I'm so active, where I'm most active is Instagram. It's Michael_Pythonism, and then on YouTube it's Michael Pythonism, and then same as on Facebook, it's Michael Python. Yeah, so it's the same. Like everything is the same.
Yeah. So the studio that you're currently running, where is it located?
It's in the Vaal. It's just around here near VUT, William Porter Street. Yeah, my social networks have the address, but then currently I'm not working there. I'm working at my place, so the studio is getting free.
But then obviously a person if they get in touch with you, they can get
we arrange and then we get things done.
Yeah, I mean, dope, man. Like I'm still processing the things that you said, wise words, dog. I mean, man, it's really dope. Yo, people, thanks for watching. At the same time, it is Culture Gang _TV. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment.
I'm on the go.